And being fully self-funded is extremely challenging because we are fighting against the billion-dollar brands. These conglomerates have millions and millions to throw and to go against us. So we have to resort to innovations that they will never do or cannot catch up with.
Hey everyone, before we begin this next episode of the Hello Mentor podcast, I just want to say if you're job searching or hiring, check out hirely.com. We are not just another job platform. We make it easier to find the jobs that people actually want, and we help companies stand out to hire the right talent. So there's a lot of smart tech and there's a lot of human touch. That's Hirely. So you can head to hirely.com and give it a go. Hey everyone, it's another episode of the Hello Mentor podcast. We have Esther and Ethan here with us today from Dododots. Hey, hi, hello, welcome. Thanks for having us. Yes, I'm looking forward to this chat. Before we dive in, would you please introduce yourself?
We like to start like this. Hi, I'm Esther.
And I'm Ethan.
And we are from Dododots. So Dododots are the first fully colored pimple patches in Malaysia, Singapore, and now we're in Brunei, Vietnam, and 10 other countries. So we basically create pimple patches in different shapes and colors. Yeah, that's the whole brand actually. That's all we sell.
Yourself?
Yes, and I handle everything with marketing in the company. Well,
I handle everything operations in the company.
Right. I mean, so is it 10 countries? Is it? No.
Yeah.
Over 10 countries just for retail. Yeah.
But you ship to like about 14 countries online.
And you started just 3 years ago, right?
Yeah, and the 10 countries that we entered was just in the past year, right?
Past 15 months. Yeah, the 10 countries just started popping up everywhere. So it's like, I think a country a month. So very challenging, very tiring.
Yeah.
Very fun.
Right. Fun then. I got two different stories here. Maybe today's it's a bit low. I'm a bit low on energy, so that's the choice of words. Right.
I think because the past few months we've been traveling way more than we've done our entire lives. When running a business in different countries, right? It's just like flying non-stop to check in with the team, the results, our business partners.
Yeah.
Oh,
And I think we came back from Vietnam like 3 days ago. Yeah. So and that was like after you just came back from Hong Kong like 2 weeks ago, something like that. So it's a lot of back-to-back meetings and just going out overseas just to make sure everything's okay. Yeah.
I would love to dive in to see how you all made this courageous decision. To expand to so many different countries at the same time, almost at the same time, sounds like.
Yeah. In parallel.
Wow. Okay. So when we were sort of like learning about your journey, I know that when you were much younger, obviously you all went through like your own kind of acne issues much younger, right? So how can you share with us like how did those kind of shape the way how you started Dododots?
I think one like particular story I can remember until today is when I went to Singapore to watch the Ed Sheeran concert with my mom. The night of the concert, I had really bad acne breakouts because I had acne since I was like 17, 16 years old. And then I told my mom I don't want to go to the concert. Even though we already spent so much, right, to book the hotel, the flight there, I just know I cannot go out because I feel so insecure about my acne back then. Because I'm like, the thought of seeing the artist that I want to see, but I'm so insecure. Like I feel better if I just stay back. So my mom had to like drag me out of the hotel, say, no, let's just go enjoy yourselves. And that was when I was thinking, it'd be so nice if I got to cover my pimples with something cute, because makeup don't really cover the bumps or the angry pimples. Yeah. So back then I already had a thought. Ethan also dealt with his own acne issues back then. And when we met in the marketing agency, because we met at work, I was still having pimples and breakouts, and he had pimples as well. So we were like, what about acne patches? He said that Wong got acne patches. So I was like, there's so many pimple patches in the market, but they're circular, they're not cute. That was where we said, now's the pandemic and everyone's having mask need. So it would be great if we could create something cute to cheer people up. Yeah. And that was when we started.
Well, full credit to her. It was actually her idea for this product. So she found back then, I think 14 or 15, I had super duper bad acne. And to the point where like we go for all kinds of treatments, the modern, the traditional, the toothpaste, all that end up rice water, so those things don't work, at least not for us, not for me. And so when she pitched that idea about this business and how it's been a very traditional business, because like the standard paper patches that you see in pharmacy are transparent. And it has been that way for like 10, 15, maybe 20 years. So you get the likes of the huge billion-dollar brands lah, right? I'm not gonna name names, but like, so there isn't much innovation happening here. And one of the things that she always said from the beginning was that when you wear these patches, the clear ones, over time you get to see the gunk and the past showing. And so that was kind of like where everything started. So when she pitched that idea, instantly sold. I thought like, okay, if you wanted to start something to cover your pimple while making sure you don't scratch it, then it at least has to be an attractive, colorful design. And designs unlimited, creativity is unlimited. So the product itself would have been infinitely scalable, right? You can scale from one design towards 20 designs in a year without much headache in terms of like product innovation, right? So
And it's also like they were confusing because like acne, a lot of people experience acne. And then I was sharing him that I spent thousands on pimple patches. If I have so many pimples, right, I will buy every week. So I think that this product will also be a repurchasing model because a lot of people will buy and not stop. And then we can create multiple designs for the collect, all these things. And then he was like, oh, quite a good idea. Let's try it.
So I think from an emotional point of view, we felt a connection with the product. Story point of view, absolutely, we've been there, we've done that. And then from a marketing point of view, all right, this just makes a lot of sense. So that's kind of like how we pieced together everything while we were in the agency. So we were working like 12, 13 hours for the agency, then coming back home like 9, 10 p.m., working all the way to like 3 a.m. And then 4, 5 hours of sleep and then waking up for the agency work again in the morning. Yeah.
Wow, so you're like doing 2 jobs at the same time. Yeah.
It was side hustle.
Yeah, side hustle, right? How long do you juggle 2 jobs?
It was like a couple of months.
It's a couple of months, maybe like half a year. Yeah, before we decided either we stay in full-time job and quit Dododots, or we do Dododots and we quit our full-time jobs. Because at a point we were like facing burnout. It was crazy because we love both. Like we also love doing marketing for our clients and our boss like that. But then at the same time we're like, there's this.
That needs to be squashed.
Yeah, I mean, we've never given our all yet. Like how would it go if we did like just jump in fully, and that's already it.
And so our boss actually knows about it. Like he even gave his blessings for us to do it. Two things together. I think the only catch was that he just didn't affect the day work. But he himself has been there before. Like he started off also in this journey, so he knows exactly what it feels like to be at early 20s, hustling your way through, wanting to build something. So yeah, he gave the freedom to do so. So I think when we told him that we wanted to leave, one of the things that we thought about was, if we don't do well, 6 months from now, will you take us back?
Yeah, we did ask him. Said, of course, you'll take us back. Yeah, so we took the leap of faith. Yeah, here we are.
I mean, like, what was the pushing factor for us to do it was that we were young. We don't have a lot of money, honestly speaking. We don't have commitments. So, like, it's not now when, right? Like, they always say, like, you don't want to wait until, like, you're married, you have kids, you have a home, you have car, and then you decide you want to risk your life savings to starting a venture. At least that wasn't for us. We felt like we could afford to lose the money, but we have time, we have energy.
Yeah, we kind of like gathered our fresh grad salary for 6 months, and then we only had 6 months of savings, and then we said, okay, let's quit. Let's survive on that 6 months of salary because we weren't drawing anything for Dododots in the first 1 year.
Yeah,
like we had zero payout, so we were just like struggling, pay rent and everything on our own.
Yeah, I wrote about this on LinkedIn recently. It went viral. I talked about how when we quit, our salaries were about 4,500 a month. And so, by having to pay for your bills, everything, you probably get, if you're lucky, you probably get like anywhere between 30% of that left over. And that's like, what, 1,000 something? And so having to put aside 15,000 to start the business is actually a lot of money for us at that time.
Yeah. That's surprising.
Yeah. Right. So, now, actually, I find it interesting because the one reason why a lot of people think about starting their own business, but the only one thing holding them back is they think that, I need to save a bit more. I need to save a bit more. But as time goes by, and you also accumulate, you don't just save money, but then you have more commitments. It actually gets harder and harder. Also, as you climb up the ranks, because most people will tend to upgrade their lifestyle at the same time as they're going up. Whereas you went through a different approach. I don't have a lot of money, but I also don't have a lot of commitment. So let's just go with basically. That's the rules, right?
Speaking of lifestyle, right, until today, of course, we've grown so much from our fresh grad salaries, but we actually don't have any materialistic wants until today. Because our parents always share us, don't be blinded by money. As we go, we don't actually upgrade our lifestyle at all. We still drive the same car, we still use the same bag, we still eat our kopitiam food, our banh mi. Because we think we find joy not in things, but more the experiences and culture we created around us.
And this also, I think we were talking about this earlier, right? It's a lot of, when times are good, you tend to want to whether the business has a lot of money, you say, okay, I can invest a bit more into advertising promotions, into more daring campaigns. And then suddenly when times go back to normal, not bad, but just normal, then you're like, oh no, shit, we didn't allocate sufficient funds for this and that. So I think we done everything the hard way in this couple of years. And so we made it a point to be very, very conscious of how we, manage our cash flow, both personal and business.
I'm really curious about, because obviously your family, they didn't know, but eventually they were supportive and all that, right? And I'm always very curious about an entrepreneur's child, right? So I always feel like it plays a very big part. So let's say, for example, personally for me, I lived a very free life as a child. My parents were like, you do anything you want. So I live a very unstructured life. And if I wanted to play games, they just let me play games. I used to play, I think when I was an early teenager, I would play game 33 in the morning on the computer, which is very unusual. Why would you let a child do that? But because I played games so early, then I eventually learned software program, software development, because I always just was given the flexibility, the freedom to explore my curiosity. So when I grew up, so one day I said, when I want to start a company, I always felt I can figure out, not yet, but it was grew from childhood. That this is sort of my personal story, but I hear different versions of this. I wonder for both of you, was there something in your childhood that you believe, made you believe that you can do it, become good something?
I think for my mom was really strict.
Your mom is strict.
My mom's really strict. My mom's a tiger mom. She's a type of mom. In uni, right, I did almost all flat. And I remember every single semester I got straight A's, and she would ask me, why is your A not like same thing? She's like a mother.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So, it's good because she has really high expectations because she wants me to succeed. Because she was a young mom. And then she always say okay, I play games as well. By the way, I'm a gamer. So I play Dota and all those stuff. I play 3 She allows me to do that, but at the same time, I must keep my grades up. I must deliver our academic, and then I can have my fun. But she control everything, like my friends, who I date, like that. Everything, because she want to make sure that I'm in the right group of friends, right? Because who you surround yourself with is really, really important. Yeah, so that's my mom. She, anyone who knows my mom from when I was younger would say she's a crazy mom. Really strict. Even if I go watch movies with my friends, she will sit beside me.
Oh, what? You watching with your mom will do that?
Yeah, I love your mom.
Then what was the, from that kind of upbringing, what was the one that made you feel like you come out and you can do it?
I think one thing about my mom was back then in high school, she told me that I don't like studying usually. I like to play and I like to join sports and stuff. I was really cheerleading. And then I told my mom, I can't study one. Everyone can get straight, but not me. But it's not me. Then my mom said, right, you got head or not? I got head. You got hands or not? I got hands. He said, you got brain or not? I got brain. Then why you can get straight, you can not? Yeah, so basically she taught me dedication, focus, and also discipline. She said, if you can have those, you can achieve anything in life. And I think I took that and I applied it in university. That was the first time I graduated top of my cohort from not being able to score anything in uni. In school, SPM was pretty bad for me. Then I realized that, okay, with focus, discipline, and you believe you can do it, then you can do it. Yeah, I apply that to sports, I apply that to the business as well. So until today, I have this very, very like strong mindset of like nothing can go wrong as long as try your best. And you give it all every day.
That's self-belief.
So
I have to add very strong self-belief. It's like that unwavering confidence that you're gonna do well. And I can't tell you how much that matters and that's important to the team because like, there are days where the bad things happen and she just refuses to look at the bad things. She just says, it's okay. We are going to get out of this. We are going to thrive. And it's so reassuring whether you're a co-founder or like the employee. It just feel like, okay, I know we are going to get out of this. I know our best times are just ahead of us. So I feel like that confidence and that belief was what made us through a lot of very tricky, very challenging situations. Yeah.
Right. And I sort of picked up that you said your mom allowed you to play games at 3 a.m. Not super tired yet, right?
yeah, she shit on it. But like when I went to marketing, right, Jimmy Ethan, when I first broke the news to her, because I did medical biotechnology. So I was set to do my PhD, get my doctorate. That's the path she has for my brother and I. My brother's doing his PhD as well. So I was like, okay, I'm going to do that. I'm going to be a researcher. I'll kind of kill cancer. like that kind of thought because I really love science as well. But when during the pandemic, my dad lost his job. So he basically had zero income. And then I told myself, okay, I'm going to take 2 jobs because I can, I'm young. So I did the science job, which is a lab job. During the COVID-19, I actually did like COVID tests because it's part of what we learn in Yuri lah. So we were like frontliners, we do tests in the hospital and all the stuff. That's my other job. And then the marketing job during the day because I do 2 shifts, night shift for the science job.
So you were frontliner during the COVID?
Yeah. I was on the frontliner.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, and I really love to do like lab work and stuff. But after that, I started marketing. I told my mom one day, I said, I think I like marketing. Like, I really love it. Like, it's my passion. Even though I did not study it. And she looked at me, she's like, are you crazy? Because she said, like, first of all, education is not, like, free, right? We tend to pay a lot for our education. I studied private university. So she said that, there's so much kid of you. Because her dream is always for kids to go to, like, Ivy League schools, like Cambridge, Harvard, and all that stuff. So when I told her that, I really broke her heart now. Because I said that I want to go full all in the marketing. Because I feel like I can really thrive there and I can learn more and I can grow more there as a person. Yeah. So I think the first few months was really hard for her to accept. But today when I talk to her, like right now, I'm telling her like, you see, if I didn't do that, I won't be here with Dododots. And we created such a wholesome community. Like she herself feels so impacted by this brand. She feels like we have helped so many people.
Fantastic. Right, how about yours, Steve?
A bit free is like it.
I think quite free. It's just that my dad working class never was a business owner before. So from young we've been ingrained in us to be very frugal or very, very frugal in the way that we spend. We don't splurge, we just eat in, so basically my dad always had this thing where his responsibility is to give us the best education. And he and my mom have made it very clear that like they will do everything that they can to make sure like my siblings and myself, all of us get that. And then after that, like go up, figure out your life, right? So, and I feel like I always felt that sort of gratitude. I think I'm generally a very, very appreciative person. So, we hold on. My family is not very, very well to do, we are very thrifty and everything. So, I felt that a form of discipline and motivation to kind of say, okay, my family has given me that much, but I want to give back as much as I can. So I think very quickly earlier on, I didn't like reading initially, but then I picked up a book and I realized that there are a lot of wisdom. There's a lot of like things you can do to achieve success. In my mind at that time, success was largely based off financial success. So like I want to retire my mom, I want to retire my dad, I want to take good care of them for everything they've given me. So university at college at the time was like really, really expensive for us, especially private. So I remember SPM time, my mom was like saying, look, if you could get into a matriculation, that would be fantastic. So like we studied our butts off for SPM, who got almost straight A's, except for Chinese. Yeah. I mean, Mandarin was mandatory for where I was studying. Catholic high school, so didn't get the matriculation, and then my family were like, okay, no problem. It's going to be tricky because like we're going to send you to the best education that we can afford for you, which at the time was Monash, which Malaysia only. And so I guess like that was like them handing over the baton to me and saying, okay, now you're on your own. Like make the most out of this opportunity. Yeah, so I think it was there where really like the gears just started going from like gear 1 all the way to like gear 5, gear 6, taking part events, building a network of people who until today are still close to, saying yes to every opportunity, student council, overseas experience, so on and so forth, internship experience.
He did 5 internships.
Yeah, you did 5 infinite.
But nobody does that.
Oh wow, is that like the Malaysian records?
I don't. So yeah, it's a lot of those things that wanted to give like everything that I did was more like, okay, like my family in mind, how do I give back to them? Yeah. So yes, they were free, but at the same time, my mind was the one that kind of like restricted that freedom. Like you can play till like 4, 5, 6 a.m. no problem. But at the same time, tomorrow you're gonna wake up and you're gonna continue to work, continue to study, continue to do whatever it is that brings you closer to that goal of taking care of your family.
Actually, today he doesn't really play much. He's a over ambitious, very, very disciplined person. He reads like 1 book every 2 days. Yeah, so he has like he read. If you go to the self-help or business section in like Cocktail bookstore or something, he probably read every single book on the shelf. Yeah, he's like a serial reader, and he like knowledge is reading content in it. So like he won't play, he won't rest in the team as well unless he has checked up everything he needs to do in the day. Yeah.
Yeah, power. You must read very fast. That
Yeah, I guess so.
you right. Yeah, and then you mentioned like since at a young age you sort of picked up with it. Do you remember some of the earlier books and then you fall in love with it?
I can't say that too actually. Probably one of the breakthrough books for the business was Tim Ferriss's 4-Hour Work Week. That was one of the breakthrough ones. But yeah, I read quite broadly across Maya Holiday, Malcolm Gladwell, okay, just to name a few.
Right. That was on mine too actually. But oh yes, because I think that was the book that sort of made me sort of think outside the box. Oh yeah, it doesn't have to be like this.
Right?
You know, like because everyone is kind of in our own like the bubble. Like you're supposed to climb that what is supposed to be like that? Like
And then it's like assigning dollar values to your hours, delegating work wherever you can so you can do the higher impact stuff. Like brilliant advice, honestly speaking.
yes. Since I mean it's a pretty old book, right? In fact, I mean at your age, most people I believe at this age doesn't even know who Tim Ferriss is. My guess.
Yes.
Right, my guess. But during my time, he was a very popular author. Right, and my peak at his paper. Yeah.
Then that went on to like Tools of Titans, Tribe of Mentors, it's like the whole stack of like 400 pages. I'll just like sit down and read it like overnight, over 2 days. I was like, wow, this is fantastic. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Wow, and he still read a book every 2 days now.
No, theater.
I know you just finish 2 books. Like even in Vietnam, like when we're traveling, he loves going to the airport and all because he has to read. Like on flight, you don't get paid for my thing, right? So he just reads. And I think today his main problem is there are not enough books in the market. He's read all of them.
So that sounds very...
You walk into pop, popular beauty, partly about new book. I'm like, this man must speak. Of course, there's not going to be a new book this week. I could be like, yeah, there's no new book this week. Hey, this is all.
To be fair, I also very careful what I read. Like, that doesn't just mean commenting to like whatever things new on the shelf. It's more like, okay, you check the reviews, you check the ratings, you check the forwards, do you like what they have to say? Is the book relevant? Which, by the way, most of these are business biographies. Yeah, and you don't. It's equally important what you read versus what you don't read because you're going to spend a lot of hours to commit to that book, right? So, yeah. So in that though, yes, then there's not a lot of launches happening every other week that's worth reading, lah. Yeah.
And I think what he taught me about, I'm not a big reader. I'm more of like a listener. I'm a video learner. So I actually remember he told me that there's no fun reading if you love and execute. Because he's really like advocating for execution over ideation. Yeah, so now whenever I read like 2 billion, I'm like, oh, but idea, we close the book, and then let's just do it. So one thing that I love about like us learning is that we always, once we learn something, we straight away execute. Yeah, we cannot sleep on it because if not, then it's a waste of time. As no point learning, you're not going to do anything about it.
Yeah, that's such good advice. Actually, there are a lot of people out there who like, sometimes people don't realize they read for the sake of reading. End of the day, you should use the knowledge. I might go and ask learning about recruitment. I'll pick up like, it wasn't even like a very famous recruitment book, but I just pick up folk about recruitment. And then as I was reading through it, I pick up, like, oh, this is so interesting. Then the next day I try.
Yeah.
But then it's so fun, right? Because you immediately get feedback. No, we will.
That's the best way.
It's the best way. So like reading, it's to get ideas. I think at our level, where sometimes it's a lot of thinking, a lot of planning, you just need exposure to more radical, more game-changing kind of ideas that you can find. And then you plan out the structure and then pass it on to someone to execute. Like that's how I'm looking at it these days. Yeah.
I wish I ran more too. Like, I so envious to be like you. You're so busy, but you're able to read like so frequently.
I think it's a form of distress as well. Because the work, like, I would say, they used to do this crazy thing, like, what's it called? That we do work cycles in a day.
Very aggressive, but like, let's say you sleep at 7 p.m. Okay, sleep at 7 p.m. You got to wake up around 2 a.m. or 1 a.m. and then you just work all the way to like 7 a.m. Right? So when it's extremely fire, and then at 7 a.m. when everyone's just getting ready for work, you go to sleep, and then you wake up at like 12 or 1 p.m. So then for 1 p.m. they continue their work cycle again until 7 p.m.
I used to do that.
Yeah.
Like the first 2 years. It was crazy. Because we sleep like take our naps at like 6 or 7 p.m. so that we can wake up before midnight to continue on the grind.
So what you effectively manage to do is you manage to squeeze into let's average the work productivity per day. It's like you work 9 hours, but let's say really in the zone work is like 4 or 5. Yeah. So you get 2 full cycles for the 4 to 5 hours. So effectively you got 2 work days in one day. And if you're gonna take something that takes like 1 year to do it, you have done it in 6 months, right? So there's a lot of momentum going on right there. But of course, the liver was like extremely stressful.
Oh, did you see a medical health checkup recently? You're very good.
But I advocate that for anyone seriously. But it's because like when we quit our jobs, there's no safety net. So if you don't work hard, don't work fast enough, then you're gonna drown. So we really had to keep ourselves afloat. So it's, that was what we had to do in order to survive.
Absolutely love that story. Oh my god, like, yeah, it's like, how long were you testing this kind of work style for?
COVID was fantastic because that was when COVID was a testing ground for us to do this kind of things. The world was in chaos. And then everything was so disorganized. So that's the perfect kind of disorganized schedule, right? So
Asian parents would say, work harder, work hard so you can like build a stable life, start family. Our parents would tell us to stop working because we couldn't stop. Like both of us are quite workaholic, you say, because like we don't see work is good. We really, really enjoy working. It's really fun for us. So we will work, don't stop on this, we will take dinners, we'll take lunch. Because it's just like
we hate sometimes you say we hate lunch. Why did you need to go out? Yeah, like you drive out, that kind of stuff. It's like an hour, 45 minutes. So yeah.
Speaking of lunch, we have now not so often anymore, but like last year we have a timetable of what we eat. So like we have a schedule. Like Monday chicken rice, Tuesday is funny. Wednesday is like chicken rice again. Then Thursday we eat the chap fan. Like we will just set the schedule and everything will be the same thing. So we learn a thing and it sparks and it's cheap. Yeah.
Eating is a routine. That's a task. You like to throw. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I eat the same thing every day too. So you don't have to think about all this. I just do it. And there's a place I walk to nearby. It's just hoping the staff no spoil or order. You take it. I haven't tried something so extreme before to do the sleep thing. There's once I tested this. For some reason I realized I slept 4 hours. And I woke up and I worked for like 2 hours. And I go back 2 showers and then I go back to sleep for like 1 hour. It's very good. And I wake up and I'm working as well as like a 7 hour night. Yeah. So like I got 4 hours wake up, you don't go for 1 hour nap. And then I created time. So I
Yeah, that's exactly how he feels.
That's how I feel.
He feels happy like, oh, I already got like certain things out of the way, right? Before your other sleeping hours, right?
Right. Yeah. Like you completed your core necessities in the first 2-3 waking hours of the day. So you can afford to take a nap, wake up again, and you're like, okay, I got those things done. It's still the same day, I got take more time to do more things. Yeah, that's how we look at it as well.
Amazing. Yeah. Wow. And yeah, so distracted by this. I'm so fascinated by stuff like that. So, and you say you did this, especially during lockdown time that came out. Then obviously you have to integrate with normal society lah. Extra stuff, but you don't.
Our office, right now we actually have like simple hours, and then like all our team members come in after 12 p.m. So we still practice that until today.
What's the house at 12?
Oh, well, they can leave like 5 minutes.
See, it used to be works. Prior to this, we didn't have a cut up. So we told anyone and everyone, like, if a lot of people are like us, I think the younger gens also work better late into the night. I mean, others before everyone, but most of people not here. And so I think they were coming in comfortable period for them to wake up at 11 a.m. And so they were coming in about 3 p.m. Does that work? Right, yeah. At that back then it was a bit crazy. Maybe came in 3 p.m. they would leave at like 9, right? But in another way of looking at it, they have kind of like done everything else that they need to do. It's just that the hours are a little bit flat. But you beat traffic, you beat everything, you beat the post-sleepiness and all that kind of stuff. You get your workout in, your meal with your parents, your doctor's visit. So there was a very radical thought that we tried to implement until we realized, okay, wait, we need to dial it back a bit. Like 3 p.m., 3:30 is too crazy. Like, let's at 12. So as the team expanded, we certainly needed to kind of like
Has some sort of like harder use
boundaries.
Yeah, but Tokyo is still pretty late, like, but most of them get their things done in the morning, like gym, eat their parents, like eat the and you can you go out park talk with boyfriend, girlfriend. It doesn't matter to us as long as like you get your core priorities, like then you come pool happy.
I'm going to ask a question. A lot of traditional business people might, each week ask, like, how do you know they are working? Like, let's say they're in, like, they only working like 4 or 5 hours, something like that.
I guess it's trustful. Yeah, it's trust. It's all a conversation on below managing people and like performance, KPIs. We do have KPI ko I and the performance we actually review with B. So every Monday we upload always getting. And I think that with the trust that we given that, the good culture, and also we reward them well, they will always have lots of.
So they come in at 12. They typically take seconds dirty. So that again beats the jam, beats the going out for lunch and going out for dinner, and they get everything done. So there's still the 7 hours of productivity there. But there's a caveat to that, is that for goals like CS and all, you can come in late, but your work needs to start 10. So, funny enough, when you tell them you can come in at 12, right? That doesn't mean that goal starts at that time. They were actually more than happy to be generous with their time. By 10, they wake up. By 8 or 9, they wake up. Then by 10, they'll be checking their emails, responding to people. It's just that they tell them 12 so that they can be in the office to I would say, interact and collaborate with the team. And this is 3 days in office. So 2 and 4 is actually work from home fully. So it is very, very nice. See, we give a lot of that kind of trust. Those are not things that we want to set. Those are things that the only things that we mainly set at track are performances. So other than that, it's kind of like say, I'll give you freedom, just like maybe your family. I'll give you freedom to play till like this certain height, but there's only one refinement aspect in it, and that will be performance, right?
Amazing culture. Like, yeah, something that I guess as you scale, you have to balance out, like you say, right? Yeah. In our early days, we were called WOP last time, WOAP. One of our first policies was unlimited leave. Yeah, which was like at the time, oh, what's this, right? So cool, right? So I remember one of our top salespeople would take like 3 months off in the year. Unheard of, but top, performance-wise, unforceable year. They were the top salespeople. And I think for us, as we got bigger, that try to, as a team, as you don't get, how to put it, when the team is smaller, it's easy to get to know people. The trust is easier to build. And as we scale, then unfortunately, sometimes without any process, that was harder to maintain. I love the stage that you're in at how you're able to operate this way. And I'm sure your team really loves this kind of culture that you set.
Yeah.
They do.
I think, yeah, if you are considered just small as a team, it's like we're 25 and 10 now. I mean, bigger than us still, but a lot of companies still say, oh, yeah, but lead 100 man, 100 man team. Then you see whether this kind of flexibility applies. Because a lot of people on LinkedIn obviously give us advice, and they say, like, this is not scalable at all. You guys are going to regret it. But you feel like as of right now, giving this kind of flexibility also means like we are not calculative with their time. So they're not calculative as theirs. So they feel like, okay, even sometimes midnight, right, they reply to us and all, immediately they'll ask of them to know that. Like, you see, can reply tomorrow, it's okay. It's all booking hours, but it's okay. Because the flexibility given to that, they want to return back.
I wouldn't say not skillful, like, maybe you can do it. Maybe just because someone else didn't do it, like you are the ones that can figure out, because I'm sure there are a lot more like really large organizations that also have a very soft empowering kind of culture. Just because like let's say we didn't manage to make unlimited input after a certain scale. Someone did. I didn't budget.
The kind of like that you realize that okay, I can't have the unlimited leave.
It's just because that people were abusing it.
Or is there a trigger to that?
Yeah, so the beginning, or let's say if someone's not performing, and they're always taking lead. Obviously, our philosophy was you go by performance, right? So instead of saying, why you always need lead, you just entered the conversation. Hey, I need you to perform better. Make you perform better, please. But it's very difficult to do that, and at the same time, always see over in giving unlimited leave. It also, so when it happens once or twice, it's like, oh, maybe it's a individual issue. But when it happens a lot, then you start to look back at that we might have a policy issue. So it's kind of, again, I don't know whether that was exactly it, but that was how we landed to say, maybe we need to go back a little bit. Because at the moment, the way we are hiring people, it's so difficult to scale it. This unlimited leave policy and not have it go. Then you can't depend on your manager to know how to deal with different situations. But you're asking in theory, how much leave they take is irrelevant. It's just like, you can perform, I cannot perform. Right? I mean, that was it. Like, I mean, this is the best simple theory. But for the managers on your side, because of our policy, it actually makes it very hard for them to match. Because the company policy is this way, and then I go and tell the person, hey, I don't allow you to pay because you're not performing. Then how do you navigate that?
It's called entitlement, really. Entitled to this, you cannot take it away from me because when you hire me, you gave me this. Yeah, so you can't really take away their benefit, right? It sounds like you're big UC. But the goal is not go. It's not ready.
Yes. So we eventually had to change it because of it.
Was there any answers at back of mind? How will people react to that change? Like, because like when I came to the company, this was like a privilege or an title, but then when it was pulled back, was there any concerns at back of your mind how the current employees would have picked it?
Yes. In fact, even until today, our leave policy is probably slightly higher than most SMEs. And the reason is because we came from unrelated. So when we wanted to change something a bit more standard, we started at the high side just to reduce above feeling that some paid or something. Because if they went out to go to another company, most likely that company had do any handless. This is our way of like, okay, like so I always say we negotiate, but we came out something a bit more balanced.
But I'm just very curious, like, those customer policies where like 100% money back, Peter, and typically only like maybe 1 to 5% of people use that. Like, what are the average days of leaves that people are taking?
If it was on
unlimited.
Yeah, look at that tech baskets. Yeah, the data was so interesting. So there's a group of people that took a lot of it, say 3 months, right, etc. There's also a group of people just married to they were taking like a few days, a whole year. If I had to ask them, I say, can you take a break? but the reason is because, right, I found when you have fixed number of, let's say, 20 days every year, when you reach the end of the year, people feel like they have to use it. You're not, they're going to lose your leave. And so everyone will use the leave. So no matter what, they end up taking 15, 20 days every year. For me, unlimited leave, you will feel like, I don't have to use up anything, I can take any kind. So you get nothing to do. They don't take leave, so the people will think say I'm doing holidays, I need to take leave. Like when doing this, I need to take leave. But you're just going to sit at home. There's no reason to take leave. When but if you give them a fixed number of leave, they will want to use it. Let's say, even if I'm sitting at home, I will use it. So that was very great. So you had literally, we drew like a graph, right? You see there's a big group of people that took very little leave, which is also not good for them. And there's a big group of people that took a lot of leave. So,
So it's an individual thing. Yeah. Usually, like, I feel like high performers, I mean, not all, but they usually don't take leave until you have forced them to take leave, like, come on, rest. But because maybe they're so driven, they don't feel like they need to rest, kind of thing.
But funny, right? Like how these things probably you get the outlier data along with like the normal distribution, you put it in the curve together, you realize that you may actually on average get employees in less leaves than if you given like fixed 15-20 days a year kind of leave.
you're right, actually. I wish that we analyze it a little bit deeper. At the time, it was very simple, kind of like, we can't keep this going as a strategy because to manage the underperformers. But yeah, if we put everything to it, maybe with that arrive and conclude it, you should just keep ignoring it.
Yeah, maybe this is the outlier. But interestingly now it comes on to topic about hiring. Like these are privileges that you extend to the current team based off the current work requirements, based off the current performance that you have seen. So you extended the privilege. Then comes the new group of people. So I'm sure that when you announced the unlimited leave structure, there were a huge influx of people saying, I want to work with Highly, I want to work with Highly. And then when you were to kind of like vet through, screen through and ask them, why do you want to work with Highly? In a way, people obviously will gravitate towards because there's unlimited leave, right? And the very same thing that you're trying to incentivize the existing employees became the attracting factor for talents to come to your company. For the wrong reasons, right? There was nowhere like, okay, but pressure is high, stress is high, performance expectation is high. Oh, it's okay, unlimited bit. That's right. So what you get is people saying, okay, I want that thing, but maybe sometimes I'm not aware of like what they're actually signing up for, which is something that we get on a daily as well. Because when we post these videos, like we start work at 12, we start work at 3, we get hundreds of thousands of emails coming in saying, I want to work for you guys. But it's not the right reason, because like, the first thing we're quick to say is that, okay, on social media, you do see that we start late. But what you don't see is the stress that comes with it. Yeah. So you're signing up for one thing, but not the other. And maybe on that topic of hiring, that's where like it gets very interesting, because like they will say, yes, I don't mind, I can do it and all. But reality is that it was what worked for this existing pool. Not too sure if it will work for the new people coming in.
Yeah, no, I agree. But we went through this phase also. Not so on the other thing, I think it probably will be stopped around 2023 or 2 years ago. Like we changed direction. But if you were to look at, let's say, Higher East EPOP account 2-3 years ago, right? We always post videos of the company. Like it looks like such an incredibly young, energetic, fun company. The culture looks so amazing. And many people would apply for the wrong reason. They will apply because, it's so I feel like I'm going to have so much fun. You work with people that I'm going to be so happy. But like you said, it's still a very high performance culture. And so the one thing I struggled with last time was not to say struggle with like that. When I interview someone and ask, why are you interested? And they say, I'm interested in their culture. Something weird happens. Because when they say that, right, immediately I would dive deeper already. Like, what do you mean? Like, which part of the culture do you like? Yeah. And I have to make sure that I'm very clear. Oh, by the way, we have this culture because they're performing. Yeah. You can't have this culture if you're not performing, so it sort of comes together. So I would tell the team, but the team struggle with this a lot. It's a true actual challenge. They say, hey, Derek, we keep saying about high performing people, but the message I send could help completely so different. You position yourself this way, and then who you want to hire is someone else. Yes. So you contrast with some really entrepreneurial companies, right? I don't know, let's say Usu's well-known to be entrepreneur, like those Tesla, you imagine the Amazon, are very intense and but they are not hiding, Yes, you see, the publicities, you can criticize the way they answer that, but they're very open. This is our culture. Yeah. If you come in, you go with the team, they work like crazy. but you get to build electric cars, let's say. Right? So that is a very keen way to, I guess, direct and the right people. So end of the day, it's something every company has to sort of like search for themselves. Yes. Some are just unapologetic. Yes, we are like this. Yeah. If you like, you like. But I'm still coming from, as highly, I also went through that thing that, as you mentioned, that's not like, so it's, if you know what I mean, I think the reason why maybe you're so empowering in nature is because maybe deep down you personally like this. But I would like to come in at 12, because of the work style that you develop, right? I want to work in night, I want to sleep. Yeah, we got at 12.
Yes.
So it was the same for me also. So the whole reason why our culture was like that last time is because I lived as a free child. I love freedom. I want to come in at 11, come in at 11. So if I come in at 11, I expect that I afford you the same privilege treat, right? Because I work like this. But I trust myself that I'm working. It's just that when you scale. Yes, you can see it like this. Yeah.
From simple everyone's is really that's what I think we're facing. In the past year, we learned that the hard way also lah, because we realized that we can give benefit to everyone, right? The similarities like meeting people differently. Some people need the systematics. They need because they thrive under the system, and some people they thrive under the simulate. So the best way is to find a balance for this.
Yes. So when you're hiring people, if you ask me, right, in the ideal, I would love that you're able to keep this and scale it. I would love to see you do it. It's just that the part you have to figure out is how to hire people. Yes, right. That part, how do we actually hire someone that will thrive in this kind of culture, and not the other.
And do we still have time to go deeper into this particular topic? I think there's
Sure.
there's something that I wanted to share, which I think we have been talking about quite a bit. So let's talk about the employer-employee kind of perspective. So, the job market here in Malaysia, first and foremost, you can't immediately terminate someone, right? There is a wrongful dismissal. And then on the flip side of it, you have interviewers like yourselves, myself, ourselves, interviewing candidates. And I read a recently very interesting quote was that these candidates typically have more experience being interviewed than the interviewer have experience interviewing them. Does that make sense? Let's
Employees go for
more interviews than the interviewer themselves giving these interviews.
Oh, is that right?
I've heard some of that. So what you get potentially is employees like going through a lot of these interviews, so they know what words to say, right? They know how to sell themselves the best. And so comes a situation where these same employees, they know how to sell themselves. They say the right things, and then they negotiate, for example, a high salary. They tell you, oh, I know your culture is great, but I'm here to make the change, make an impact. So, but then the employer ends up agreeing to the terms that the employer has set before he or she has seen any of the work, right? And then let's say, for example, he have agreed, okay, I have my 13th month average, I have my 20 to 30% on average, the industry standard for my increments. So they negotiate a compensation package along with everything that asked for in terms of benefits. Then comes the work. So if the work is not like up to standard, then there's also the period that you have to kind of like, let's say you want to dismiss them in the probation period, right? You cannot also just dismiss them after day one, right? You still have to pay, say, 1 month or 3 months of their salary, whichever. So what happened is that to the employee, maybe they just like lost that particular job, but to the employer, it might have affected the culture in the team, being in a bad apple. So the cost to the employer was like not just very high salary that you had to give it to, it was signing up for something that you're not going to know how it's going to be like, with the potential of kind of like affecting the culture, the dynamics in the team. And we have been thinking about this quite a fair bit, because like, is there a way to kind of like, for an employee perspective, protect that? Because a lot of it's kind of basically like you're giving in, you're saying yes to a lot of the things before you see the work being done. And maybe there's a bit of a disproportionate risk to it. You know what?
You know exactly what you just said.
Yeah. So if I worded it one big circle, maybe the faster way to word it, yeah.
I suppose if like you kind of use on, but please correct me if I'm not right. So it's sort of like, okay, when as an employer hiring people, you're also taking a risk because when they come in, I mean, not just they can be very disruptive to culture, especially if you hire someone a bit more senior, let's say. They're also making some decisions are made on behalf of the company also at the more managerial level, right? So you can even affect other people directly and the company success or all those things. And actually, unfortunately, I don't think there is a easy way to solve this. Because my personal experience, the more, I mean, as you said just now, some people are very well trained in interviews that the interviewer doesn't know how to spot, right? And I would say this is even more the case the more senior they are. I have not met a senior single person, almost never, that cannot interview. I've never met. I've said VP level and above. Everyone can talk, man. They are very good at talking, and that's why they are at that level. You know, so it's actually very difficult to detect. In fact, some companies just accept that it is impossible to fully get it right. So I think for us, the most important thing is I'm just very upfront about expectations in the beginning. And I try to spend longer time, a longer time interviewing them. And I try to, there's a few things I'm trying to, if someone speaks very beautifully, this tends to trigger a alarm for me. Yeah, I will then go into, I will ask 10 questions already. I to really deep dive. Exactly what did you do? How do you do it?
How's important?
So abolished, right?
Yeah. So I want to know like the specifics. Because I need to know that, did you do it? Or is it the team did it? You know, how much was you? You know, like, and I'm trying to understand how this person thinks, how they behave, you know. So I spend a lot of time trying to look at their individual contribution and how they pick up. Yeah, so this one takes a lot of practice, even I haven't gotten it right yet. But yeah, so a lot of digging, a lot of trying to break past the flowery words to get to some specifics. Yeah. And it's
Employers always come in and they say, this is my portfolio, right? They will take the entire company's portfolio on a previous company and they'll show you eating they have achieved. But it's true, you never know their individual contributions.
sometimes it's teamwork. Maybe someone in a team did really great and stuff like that. So I think if my team doesn't fully agree with this, but sometimes I tell them, very hard. Actually, if you come to hire these, it's very hard to succeed. You know, I sort of hard scare them a little bit. But by doing that, I will see whether they really up for it or not.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, so I saw, you know, this is like the ways I can't manage that. Especially I'm speaking at the more experienced VP level. At the junior level, I'm a lot more forgiving, to be honest. At the junior level, when I'm interviewing someone, and even if they're not very specific, I kind of think climbing the junior lah. You're young, you're still inexperienced. And like if I feel that this is more intuitive, if I can sense that someone got some potential, this person can learn one. You know, I think I can coach this person. Then I will take a bet. Even if the interview is not so good. Yeah.
I think for us it's very, very tricky as well because we don't really have a lot of the experience interviewing, let alone interviewing higher title people, which is, you know, at a small business like us, what we're always looking for is talent that can take the business to the next level, right? So typically it has to be like what you mentioned, those VP level people, or at least those positions where they are HOD level, which is not easy really.
Yeah, I will resist hiring a HOD level person actually. I will see your shoes. Yes. I will, yes. I will resist. I will try very hard to first, you have to understand it yourself very well before you hire a HOD person. Because this is my conception. When I hire a head of department, and me myself, I haven't gone into detail about the role, then you just rely on people to tell you what they think. A lot of things will be easy. Yeah, a lot of things will be easy. And I find that it's very common. Except it's not their fault. I think very common in a very large organization. A skill set that they all learn is upper management. Usually you hire a HOD person, they are trained to manage you. You know, so when they train to manage you, they still need sometimes a lot of problems that need to be solved, sharp under the carpet, because they are trained to manage output. Actually, but as an entrepreneur, you want to know what is the issue to solve it. Right? Your main goal is to win. You want the company to win. it doesn't matter whether your everything sounds really great or not, So, I tend to tell actually entrepreneurs resist hiring HOD first until you yourself you go deep on this topic. You really understand how you would do it if you were the HOD. Then you hire it. Then you can partner with them to kill hits. Instead of, because I think last time the philosophy I have, I do not do it. You should hire somebody who knows how to do it. They do it for you. So now
That's the business they were.
Because I say don't spend the time thinking about finance, hire damn good CFO to manage everything for you. So you don't have to stress over those things, right?
I mean, like there's some, but maybe CFO can, let's say. I think that because you say so much they can.
The skill lah. I mean, it's like not expertise. That's different, right?
Yeah. But I thought about, let's say, like head of marketing or sales director or like, I think you should imagine how you would do it. It's just that maybe you don't have the time. Okay, and now you need someone to tell you already. But if you don't have a strategy in case you don't have the understanding when you're coming, right? There's a very high risk of take you off course. And you wouldn't even know because you're supposed to pass it, might be the expert. So you just like follow lah. Yes, because the whole premise of how you hire them was like, I don't know, I'm hiring experts, the expert should guide me, right? Yeah, but this is if you are lucky and you hire the right person, I think amazing. Of course, but as you establish, it's so difficult to know at the interview stage. It's very difficult.
Hiring is a lot. What is it? The first time you hire, you get the best person.
This is where highly comes in.
You spend a lot of time talking with them. I would say like interviews and stuff like that. Can you go to Dododots? I'm sharing like just a personal experience. So when you hire back to Ari, someone hire, when you decide to make your first hire?
Oh, so we did our first hire 1 year
And 1.5 years in.
1.5 years.
1.5. And what will you decide? Okay, I need to hire now.
Actually, what
Customer service. Our first one, customer happiness.
Yeah.
We needed more hands because like as the business grew, we couldn't keep up with doing the same A to Z things that we're doing. So slowly trying to figure out where we can let off a bit here and there for people to take those the hours, save us hours each day. So I think the most pressing matter at the time was CS, because we spent, I think, a few hours each day just personally replying to every single customer. So I thought that it kind of made sense when our first hire was the CS person who, by the way, is a very, very important role for us because we didn't want it to be just one of those automated chatbots that just like, as a very reply. We wanted a real person behind the screen with real emotions.
And we also have this very funny requirement in our hiring. We actually ask this, like, are you a kind person? Like, if we want that, we only hire kind people. Because we feel like our whole community in our company is like kindness-based, kindness-first company. Yeah, so actually for us, like, number one, cannot be your skills, cannot be like, how much you go through your company. I mean, that's really important as well, but not as important as whether your attitude and whether you're kind and caring person. Because we feel like when we hire kind and caring people, they always help the whole team. So our team, if we go down and see our place, right? Like everyone in different departments will help each other no matter what. Like even if it's like finance or ops or warehouse and marketing, it's all different job roles, right? But if they ever see anyone else in other departments, they will offer their time to help. And I think that that's something that we really need to hold strongly put until the day very higher. To be kind, yeah. Because if they're kind, means they are kind to your team members, and our whole team is kind customers. So whenever we do events, we do anything like on ground, people always say that every single one of our team members who they meet, right? They will say that, they're super kind, super nice, super loving people.
Wow.
Yes.
That's a very, at least you are very clear and that person you're trying to hire.
Yeah.
And I agree, if they're kind, then it's only, you can't go wrong too much lah.
Yeah, exactly. Because like they won't, at least kinder people won't have that many or if any ill intention. Not only towards their bosses, but also their co-workers, to customers, yeah.
If you're kind, you have to be a caring person to be kind, right? And if you are kind means you care, and if you care means that you take good care of like the business, the people, the feelings,
Your family.
Your family. Very interesting observation that we had also was that people who were close to their family members in the team often typically are the really good performers. I don't know how much of that is actually like data backed, but it's just that we notice people who spend a lot of time with them, who will go out and have meals with their family and all, display better performances at work. Take more responsibility, manage timelines better, and that's why we advocate. Okay, now everyone knows about time with the family. Yeah, I'm not too sure if there really is a correlation between that, but we did see a pattern. Yeah,
Oh wow. And it's happened. How many people do you have now? Like
25.
25. And so how do you decide? So the first time in CS, how do you make those decisions? Like, you need to scale the team, who you hire first, etc.
I think so funny because like everyone knows Dododots for marketing, right? Or marketing was the last team behind it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have to hire. So after CS, we came operations. And then after operations, work street, BD, yeah, business development, then country management, then warehouse staff, then operations, retail, compliance. So honestly speaking, even though it's 25, the team is very broadly stretched. It's very horizontal. So, we have like 2 compliance people. We have like 3 finance people. We have 1 admin. We have 2 warehouse. We have 2 retail. We have like
2 marketing now.
3 performance, 1 business development, and then like 2 in marketing. So when you add those numbers up, it looks like a big team. But when you add those numbers up, it's actually like 2 people in each department.
It's a very neat team actually because our team, like 25 people, we're handling over 10 country operations in 10 countries. Yeah.
So marketing was actually the least, like, it's the company strength, but actually most of the marketing still came from her. Like, until today, she still manages our postings. Until like right now, like shortly before we arrived,
I was like posting the cars up.
yeah,
When you say posting, you mean like social media.
the social posting, take up and all. And so, yeah, like people always say, oh, look, it looks like a very big team, but actually, frankly speaking, like it's just a lot of divisions divided. Yeah.
I see, right. So you are super hands-on with the social media.
Yeah, actually both of us are really hands-on. Like we believe in like earlier on when you said when you hire, you need to know the thing first. Before we hire any both, we make sure we were like skilled in that first.
At least we had experience.
Yeah, we definitely need to have experience that. Even for finance, we recently hired a finance like last year. In the starting days, right, we did all finance ourselves. Everything. Yeah, finance. So if it's Ox, we will do it ourselves first. If it's even running ads, like ads, we know to run ads, down to like the settings and everything. So we want to make sure that when we hire, we're able to teach them. Right? Yeah, they can be like more expert than us and all, but at least we know the fundamentals so that when things go wrong, we can also help them as a team member, right? Not just like, oh, you just do it, you cannot perform, why? Like we will try our best to go down and see, okay, what can we do together to fix a problem in each and every department.
Right. So you're obviously still very hands-on with display, very able progress. Yeah, I think it's actually pretty happy that, especially at this stage. So as you grow, I mean, this is again something that happened. Like ultimately, entrepreneur business needs the founders to grow at every level. Sometimes you can be a helicopter, and sometimes you have to go on the ground in very detail, right?
There is the founder mode versus the professional mode, right? Oh yeah, we were learning that. It was really interesting case. Some things founder mode, some things professional mode, which is like delegation, just minimum supervision. But other things, I would say things that we are good at, that moves the needle of the business, those are what we are super hands-on in as well.
Right. And in terms of like social media posting about that, I think that's something that I would do. It says that the TikTok post about restocking a Sunwave handling machine that blew up. Is it like super viral?
I was like, wow, actually it's a hot video right now, TikTok. Like 5 over billion views. Yeah, but it's I guess people also like to see like the audience like to see like founders doing hands-on work because they actually go down the vending machine, like open the key and then actually restock and it takes our time, right? But sometimes we enjoy doing that because we feel like we're never too big to do the job lah.
But what's your philosophy for how you approach social media? I mean, since you all do so well there, you must have some concept.
Just because the bodies yesterday on LinkedIn as well. I think it's progression, workout action. Yeah, I think like every single business owner or like aspiring entrepreneur that we meet nowadays, like there's so many youngsters who want to be entrepreneurs. We wish that them like just post. Just don't overthink, don't need perfection, don't have to be HD, just books. Because we feel like at the end of the day, consistency will pay off. Like if you're not consistent, right, it will not fruit like the results. Because right, last time when we first started out our TikTok, I remember we posted like 2 videos. There were no views, and then we stopped. We stopped for like few months, because we were like, yeah, more watch our videos also before we do it. And one day we just like, let's just try again because we're not growing. And that was like the single game changer for us. Like TikTok brought us to where we are today, to over the countries. Yeah, it's because it consistently posted, and whether with or without views, we are consistent. Every day we must post at least one time. And from there we did that, and then it grew up our following and our social media. People on YouTube, right? Our highest video is like
47 minutes.
people are your guys. Oh sure. I have like 41 million views organically. So it's something like we always share. If you don't try, you won't know whether how the video perform. The more you try, the faster you fail. Then the faster you find the formula process. Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose you have to sort of couple it with some kind of, I don't know what's the right word here, like an iteration process, man. Because some people, they keep posting the same thing, then that's not exactly going to work, right? You need to still have an eye for, this work is another and how to evolve.
Yeah. I don't like, we are always weird, and sometimes we are envious of the businesses who just post once a certain angle, and that thing does like well all the way. It's like, for example, like Kavi Lane, like does this, right? And it's so easy. I was like, oh my god, if only we can do that, like, blow up. But what we do have is we are very creative people. So yes, maybe we have 3 vending machine videos that get over 10 million views. Then we're on to our next creative hook. And then there is the, we've surprisingly filming videos with Uncle Leslie or 60-year-old Clinton will always do well. Like somehow the views are just high.
I would have to see like seniors looking that 3 years.
Yeah, they do. And then there's also videos of us like say packing orders. Those things do well. So we are always on to the next thing. Which on our busy days and days where the videos don't go viral, we are like, what if we could just post the videos or staring at the camera and then that gets a 10 million views? That would be the best. Like it doesn't work that way. So we constantly iterate and try new things. Yeah.
I think we are really big of advocate in the company to try anything and everything. Like we never turn down ideas. Like almost every single idea we'll try. If our team members say like this year we launched purple patches, which are roaches, right? Like who does that? Because our team members say, no, why we should just launch it for April's Post. Then like let's do it. And that got us like media coverage from like Indonesia, Hong Kong, Malaysia, Singapore. So like it's the fact that if you want, we try new things. We are big and we're brave enough to try. Then people will reward it lah. Because the more risks you take, then the more rewards, I guess.
Right. I want to go into Uncle Leslie in the show. Before I go into Uncle Leslie, I think that it's probably a fascinating story by itself. How do you get the time to go through this creative process of coming out this social post? Because, like the creativity, it's actually, if you have a long to do this, it's very hard to be creative. I always find creativity, you need like an empty dot of time, and that's how your ideas come. All the bunch, you don't have this, or do you have this?
I think for us,
The force of better do everything.
yeah.
She's a fantastic executor when it comes to, she's very, very focused as a person. And sometimes we're looking at problems from a lot of lenses. Me and the operations team start there for like 3 hours. She comes in, it's so easy, just do this, right? And then like, okay, enable us to instantly move on. So her ability to think deep, fast, and solve problems. She's a very, very good problem solver. And I think sometimes we look at content from that perspective as well. Like, so many things happen in the day for the business, the problems. So if she can solve some of the most complex business problems, avoiding the hours of meetings, back and forth messages, then just go in there and make a judgment immediately. I almost say like the type 2 decisions, she can make them easily like a type 1. So she just eliminates the hours of conversation. So that kind of frees up her time to like, okay, now I want to allocate 2 hours to do content because she has already saved the 2 hours from everyone's meeting face-to-face a lot. And there's also one thing in the company where they don't really have a lot of meetings. We don't really believe in that. if it can be communicated in Slack or a chat in like text, that it should be. People believe in gathering everyone together. So I think the savings of the time could be used to be creative.
And also execution, just like the book we were saying, be book and then straight away execute it. So like if we have an idea, usually we'll film the same way. Usually. Like the script feel entire MS idea the same day. Because like the best ideas are not left to see what's from text. Like you just need to like hit on and do it. Yeah. Sometimes it's your draft forever. Like your video can be your draft for 30 days and by that you've already lost enthusiasm for the idea. Lah. The time when you have the idea is the best time to execute it. So last time whenever I share with my guests earlier on, he'd be like, just do it now lah. And I'll be like, okay, let's do it now. And those are the videos that did the best. Yeah.
I think the scripts, even like Indian posts that I do or TikTok, Instagram posts, it just comes from the art. Like, it's always a one take. And let picture post.
But you know people say they make it perfect. Just mice can already. Like 80% is better than we take in so much more time for 100%.
Right. And the instinct is did you touch about the spot? Yes, this idea already character goes in and
Yeah, it's like 2 minutes for food. Like you want to eat that food right now, then you go there, then you order, then you get it, right? Like when you have feelings, eventually if you stop thinking about the food, you eat something else. So ideas are the same, right? When you have it, write it down, feel it, edit, and focus. Yeah.
right. So I really love to ask you now about is it Uncle Leslie? Is it mentioned? Yes. Tell me the story about like how you met Uncle Leslie, what happened.
So I think it was one night we were working and basically Ethan has a pawpaw and the pawpaw one day she just came over to the office and she was like, oh, let me help with packing. So she packed a bit and then she was so happy. And Ethan was just wondering, sometimes like seniors, especially retirees, every day they just like watch TV, they don't have anything that they look forward to, like but what's their purpose, their drive, the days where they look forward to work, they don't have that anymore. So they just wait for their grandchildren to come home, dinner lor. And so we were thinking, you know what, there are actually a lot of people out there who would probably want to work, like retirees. So we thought of the idea to make a video to shout out, we want interns with over
50 interns over 50 years old.
with 20 years of experience. We said we want interns with 20 years of experience. That was our hook. The video blew up and we got 100 applicants in like one day, I think. Like it's still applicants until today. Yeah, and of all the emails we did sift through a lot and we shortlisted a few. One of them was Uncle Leslie. His daughter applied for him.
Oh, quite funny enough, the daughter's also now in the company. Working with her father, with us. Yeah.
So going back, her title was
He's like, the email title was Vote Uncle Leslie for President. And
right away.
it stood out. Like, you never get email headlines. It's usually internship application and blah, blah, blah. His was just, the headline was Vote Uncle Leslie for President. He is a well-loved man in his neighborhood, in his home, in his church, in his everywhere he goes. And so when someone writes a kind of review like this about their own father, you want to take a look. You really genuinely want to know, who is this guy?
Yeah, like who is this man? Yeah. With all his like colorful experiences. We wanted to just like interview and see.
Yeah.
And then on the other hand, we had Auntie Stephanie. So Auntie Stephanie is also our other senior intern here.
We have two.
Her email, was it true?
Her daughter was the very first one to send in the email. Like, when the video went viral, instantly sent in an application, say, this is my mom. I want to nominate her for this because I've been following your brand. I think you guys are doing great things and you'll be a great environment for my mom. And we had this conversation internally where the first application we will interview because that's a very emotional thing. Like, you gave us the first chance. And then I think follow up very, very urgently and quickly. Auntie Stephanie herself back then followed up and say, hey, my daughter emailed you and I would like to know, I am also very much keen to be a part of this. Yeah, so
we interviewed both of them with a few others at HOD, but all the same day in the same cafe. Yeah, we did like back-to-back meetings and we always go to this cafe that it's called Honest Cafe. It's a vegetarian cafe and we call it a lucky cafe because we always bring on new hires there and we always get good vibes there. So when we interviewed Uncle Leslie, then he shared with us, he used to work in Japan. Like he did warehouse also, right? Production warehouse. And then he shared a lot of his stories. And then we were like, okay, this uncle is very, very interesting. And most importantly, right, he's very, very likable. Because we like to work with people who are very likable, very chill, same frequency. So, okay, we already shortlisted Uncle Leslie then. But one very important question we asked them was, are you both okay to be in front of the camera? Because we want to do TikToks with you guys. Because seniors, they are not really sometimes open to being filmed, especially when our social media is really, really out there. Everyone knows about your life, your age, your name, where you stay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they both said, yeah, they are open. And then Auntie Stephanie, I think it's a quite touching story because Ethan asked her why do you want to work now? And then what did she say?
She said, I gave up my job like 30 years ago to take care of my kids. And now that my kids are all grown up, already university, boyfriend, move out, and all that kind of stuff, I have nothing to do. And then that struck us that that's exactly the same case as my mom. And the same case with a lot of people's mom. And extending that to even that as well, we got so many applications, emails saying that from the adults themselves saying that, look, I left my job and then now I taking care of my kids. They've all grown, or I want to find a place to work. But most of the corporates don't allow me back. Like there's always this thing where you can't just go back in a corporate after being away for 30 years. So they say that, and sometimes it's too intense. Sometimes the politics, the culture, it gets very overwhelming. And at that time, we were like a team of 7 people. So I think maybe it was an easier adjustment to come into a small team like that and then just feel like an integral part rather than just be one of the many, 10,000 people in the GLC when you're coming back after not working for so long. So that's very intimidating. So we had hundreds of emails of people, stay-home moms, telling us their story. And we were like, oh, okay, this is actually a real thing. They have experience, they have wisdom, they probably already are well, like financially, career wise. They just need to find a place and time to spend their days. And rather than stay home, watch TV and all that kind of stuff, why not work? Why not do some stuff like admin management, warehouse management, be a secretary, that kind of stuff. So that's exactly what they did for us. And we realized that this topic blew up, became a very, very relevant thing among not just Malaysian, Singaporeans and all, but it sparked awareness that actually the elder seniors, right, should be given an opportunity to get themselves back into the workforce and contribute because they still can.
Yeah. So they did an internship with us for 3 months. It was a 3 month contract, then extended to 6 months, extended to 1 year, and then early this year they said, you know what, we want to work full time at 63 years old and 52 years old.
Yeah.
So we were like, okay, full time it is. So we signed, they are both full timers in our company now. They used to be in charge of packing only, but now Uncle heads our entire warehouse ops. And our auntie she's our head of admin lah. She does everything admin related. She's also our PA. She handles a lot of our finance, our banks and all that stuff. Yeah. So from a small little internship opportunity, we realized that if we could, right, honestly, I would hire all 100 people. Yeah, because it's actually really nice working with seniors, I feel like if more companies gave it a try, they would really, really thrive because these people are already very responsible. They already been in the work life before. They know everything about systems and everything. They're not here to just earn salary or play around because they are responsible. They were from they are millennials or older already, not Gen Zs, So we didn't struggle at all working with them. We actually the youngsters, they integrated with the seniors so well. They're like a family now because they respect them and they respect us, and we teach other new things. We teach them TikToks, social media, how to use ChatGPT. Yeah, and they teach us things life, financial decisions when you want to do business expansion.
We don't have houses, we don't own houses or cars and all that, but you can do this is what the OPR is like, they have gone through the adulting already, so they share with us. The initial concern was we scared they couldn't blend in with the young team, the dynamic, but very quickly they have shown that they are adjustable. They have kids, right? So it's actually okay to blend in. It wasn't very, very challenging. The initial assumption for us was wrong. But they fit in just well, just nice. And a lot of our team, especially if sometimes they are feeling emotionally, not just work but personal life. A lot of them are going through like some difficult situations at this age, and so they look to them as their father figures in the company, speak to them any personal problems they're going through. So they have officially became like father and mother figures in the company for us as well. Yeah.
Cannot imagine life without them,
Really.
Yeah, and I think one more interesting thing is that Sonia. So Sonia is Uncle Leslie's daughter. She joined us after her father joined, and now they're working in the same department. So like, can you imagine like father-daughter dynamic working in the same company, and it's like really fast-paced, right? Because we're a startup. It's really stressful, expanding internationally, but they work so well together. So when we asked them like, how do you feel about working with your dad? Like how do you feel working with your daughter? They said that they feel very lucky because like not many people get to experience that in their lifetime, right? Working with their parents. It's not like
Family-owned business.
no, it's not family-owned business. It's like they're both working in a company together. Yeah, so they have learned a lot about each other as well as growing together.
And spending time together as a family. Yeah. So we almost every other week, Uncle Leslie's family will have this like sit around gatherings, and then they invite all of us. So we just go there and have dinner. So that's kind of like what we've built with the team, and these are the things that every time we have a new milestone, we have a new roadblock, we just ran to Uncle Leslie, we just share with him the stories, and then he will advise us.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel so inspired now. Like, oh my God, like, what an amazing story.
Yeah. More companies should try this really. It's really life-changing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm reminded of obviously it's a very famous movie called The Intern where they hired an older person, but it's like it sounds like that. Exactly, it's like
Exactly.
so they end up being like a father figure in the company.
They do. Yeah. And people listen to them. You see, like they are not senior HODs, VP titles. They're just like warehouse manager, admin manager. But when they give advice, dispense these tips to the younger gen, it doesn't come from a place of politics. It comes from a place of sincerity. Like they genuinely want our people to grow. They genuinely want people to be better. If there's any bad behavior, they pull them aside and say, look, this is like what you need to do. This is what you need to avoid. And they listen with an open heart, because uncle and auntie are not here to climb the corporate. There's nothing to cry, right?
Yeah, they're not here for the money as well. Because they're already like retiree age already. They get their EPF.
Of course, of one common thing that we want to debunk is people say, oh, sure, you call them interns, so you pay them 1,000. No, we actually took their last drawn before they retired and we matched that. But when we couldn't match it, we broke it down into coming into office 3 times a week, because like, okay, if we cannot match it, let's just take your average day rate. And then
The salary based on
pick
that.
the salary based on the days that they're there. Only slowly and surely they say, okay, you know what, I love it so much, I can join, and we can match the salary that you want. And then next thing you know, from 2-3 days a week to now 6 days, 7 days a week that we meet.
Yeah, we meet us 7 days a week sometimes because they miss us so much. And we know weekends, and then pickleball together. We just go makan and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Wow. That's an amazing culture you built. I would love for you to keep that going as you grow. So amazing. And so now like I'm super curious as you scale, because you said you've entered so many different countries already, right? I think 2 questions about that. How do you feel, does that change the culture internally in the company? And even one step back, how do you even make such a big decision? Like in one local market is probably a lot of work to try to cover. Why expand outside Malaysia so fast? So it's 2 questions, Limot. You can pick which one you want to answer. Yeah.
I think the culture remains the same so far. Like I would say our culture is not much. It's quite the same from the beginning, but the stress is way higher. Yeah, that's all. Same culture, much more stress. Because times that the stress now in every country, we had to monitor performance, and we want to scale, right? We want to scale each country. We also have like a community to protect. Because like one thing about being first mover, lucky for us, we are first mover in most markets. So we did not competitors at the start. Like the first 3 years was a breeze. No one competed with us. Now competitors are popping out everywhere like mushrooms. So we always share the team, We not only have to work like someone chasing us all the time, We have to do it because also we're passionate about the product. It's not all about money for us. In fact, until today, we always do giveaways with our team, where we see hundreds, thousands of free products to customers just to make them happy. So we feel like as competitors are popping up, the culture can remain as long as we work hard together. That's what we are setting for the team lah, like the leadership by example.
We from the beginning we set this crazy goal. It's to be called the first beauty unicorn in Southeast Asia. Now there is no particular reason behind that, but the definition of a unicorn is like a privately owned billion-dollar company, and the idea behind was when you think in billions and not in millions, your perspective of everything just changes. There's less competition. You think about things bigger. You think of the consequences of your small actions. And
Even for the small things.
yeah, you don't sweat the small stuff and all that kind of stuff. So it's not like, I think when we had that kind of mindset in mind also was to tell our team that we cannot dream big. We can be naive first-time business owners, but I think we can build a billion-dollar company with this team. So we tell them that, and then we give them the flexibility, and we tell them that, but part of this dream means that we're going to expand very fast. And with all of these opportunities, by the way, this expansion was all came to us. We never had to go out and beg or say, can I please like enter this country? It's usually they roll the carpet and say, can you please enter into our retail stores here? We will give you this. So fortunately, we're quite blessed in that sense because of the nature of the product.
And the demand is really, really high cause.
Yeah, the demand is high. So we have to say yes, because if we don't, then they would like some local brand there will just like build their own assortment and then supply to the retailer. So by saying yes to everything, then we just figure out how to do it later. And that's literally the whole team is like locked in on that kind of ethos. Yeah.
I see. Right. So it's like the market is pulling you there, right? Basically, because you are like first mover. And I always find, by the way, it's like when you are number one, because there's nothing to look at. It's actually not an easy task, right? Because you have right.
Yeah, there's no role model. There's no competitor we can look at to see, okay, what are we doing wrong? Everything we do it first, and every challenge we face it on our own. Yeah, even like I would say financial challenges, because our products are also like very, very strictly regulated because it's a hydrocolloid. So there are so many things that we have to navigate ourselves. We learn ourselves, and we didn't have mentors since the day we started. The first 2 years, everything right we do wrongly, right? The consequence we bear.
And the second place can always chase our tail, but we, like you rightly say, we have to keep creating innovations out of nowhere to lead that race. And then what second and third place can do so easily is find the gaps in that innovation and exploit those gaps. So it becomes very tricky because like we can't cover all bases. At the same time, we can't choose one thing to focus on. And that is where like we tell the team, look, we need to, step up. We need to go faster, further. And a good thing with this flexibility is that we told them that this flexibility is when times are good. But when times are hard, I know very well that if we need to put in the hours, we will have to put in the hours. But the good thing is we start at 12. So if you need to put in the hours, it goes back to 8. So you have 4 hours a day. We fortunately never had to come to that. And being fully self-funded is extremely challenging because we are fighting against the billion-dollar brands. These conglomerates have millions and millions to throw and to go against us. So we have to resort to innovations that they will never do or cannot catch up with. An example would be a cockroach patch, right? If you launch a cockroach patch, will the big JLCs ever do like a chicha? No, chances are not. So that's kind of like the blue ocean that we create. And I think a lot of our business has predicated on blue oceans, vending machine innovations at a time when no one was doing that, and then senior interns at a time when no one was doing that, and then retail expansion. I think we kind of like led the way
For local
businesses in Guardian, our long-standing business partner, and then they took us as a case study to enter Southeast Asia with them hand in hand. And then the cockroach patch. So there were many innovations that happened in our company, but only because it came from a place of trust and willing to experiment.
Right.
Yeah, sorry, there's a lot of things there.
I know, yes. But I'm so curious about like how. I will ask you more of a personal question because you're expanding so fast and you're always, you're always taking risks, right? And you always have to like try to stay ahead, and you're self-funded, and so I can imagine is the word stress, but I don't know what the right word is. How do you manage that, like that side of growing a business so aggressive? Obviously, you're new to building a company. How do you manage that personally?
Maybe being new is actually good because you're naive.
Yeah.
I mean, actually, I don't stress much. Yeah, even at this skill, like you always say, oh, why you're not stressed? I'm like, actually, I'm not stressed at all. Like there were months where we started, right? We cannot pay the payroll. We cannot pay. Then I just telling them, right, next week sure can come. Right, sure got money, right? Like it's just the belief, like the Lulu. Like just thinking it's gonna all work out for me, the universe, okay, God is good. I always say these things and we always breathe through. So there were months, I think like 3 to 4 months where payroll was like nam one. Like we just zeroed the bank account at the start where we were struggling lah. Yeah, but right now I think we just wing it the whole way. Like how do you deal with stress? I think you stress way more than me.
I deal with stress by taking action. It's just something that's not resolved. I don't stress over things that I really cannot control. But if there's anything that I can do more, I will. So a bit of fun fact is that we actually have this. So our Sendirian Berhad is obviously the biggest entity. We actually have like 4 more entities around the world. So Australia company, Singapore company, Hong Kong, China company as well. So the funds that come in from the Sendirian Berhad, almost like, like we have
To expand this country.
used to expand bit by bit. And so there's the stress. Whenever Sendirian Berhad is going good, I just look at the other countries one by one, and then stress, and then come circle back to Sendirian Berhad. But I think it comes from knowing that there are problems to be solved always. There are challenges. We are navigating a new sea.
Having problems is a good thing.
It's a good thing.
Yeah, so stress is actually good.
I think the way we manage it is by really sitting down and actually thinking what is the barrier to achieving this, and then we break it down to actionable steps lah. And so far, happy to say that there's nothing that cannot be solved, at least with our belief and our determination and our hard work lah.
Yeah, like recently read online somewhere, so they said that stress comes from not taking action, like you said. Like you're not doing anything about it, then you're gonna stress about it. But if you've given your all, like 100% of the day, there's no reason for you to stress today. Because the problem is already there, you're working on it, so you might as well just enjoy it in the process.
Like let's dial back. Like let's say stress is cash flow, and what can you do about cash flow? Maybe you extend you shorten the receivables, extend the payables. You can do this across all your vendors. Then let's say let's say they're not accommodating in the AP and the AR, then you can go into your performance and you can explore why is the money flowing out so much and the returns are so little. Can you either reduce your cost or increase your revenue growth? And if you can increase your revenue growth, it comes from many avenues. Is it video? Is it ads?
Live stream?
Is it live stream? Is it affiliate?
Do we have to create more videos?
Yeah. Or is it the retail sales? Like you just need to do more videos in the retailer to push their sell through so you can get more sell in. So there's actually, when you break it down into that kind of segments, there's actually many ways to overcome the problem. Yeah.
No, I really agree. I think it's and I sometimes I work on weekends and by the way, I always have my laptop with me because I don't feel safe if I don't have my laptop. Sorry, because every time I just, if I'm bored, I just open my laptop. But I tell people all the time, like same philosophy lah. The reason you're stressed is because there's a problem that's unsolved. So the way to remove the stress is to remove the problem lah. You solve it, right? So I always joke in my image, they hate this joke. It's like then if you work, then you are not stressed lah.
Yeah. Exactly.
So if you don't be stressed, guess what? Okay.
So the thing is like it's in the back of your mind. If you don't tackle the problem like head on, it's going to be like in your back of your mind. It's like, oh shit, I haven't solved this problem. I have something problem. It's like you're not gonna sleep well.
Yeah, and if you're not going to sleep well, then you might as well wake up. So the problem they go back is sleep soundly. That is what I believe. I don't sleep when it's a certain hour. I sleep when I'm tired. That's my mindset. Yeah.
Right. I blast 2 last questions for both of you. First one is when let's say you get to the end of the rainbow, whatever this that journey and you're very successful, right? What kind of entrepreneur would you like to be known as? Yeah, like the sentence is when you like help me find the ending to this. When it's all over, I hope people say I was the entrepreneur who ...
You want to go first or you want me to go first?
I say I was an entrepreneur who is genuinely kind to the community.
Yeah, sure, go first.
It's still my life.
Oh no, I'll say that I was the entrepreneur who showed that it could be done without money. Yeah, that's
True.
yeah, without money. I think many people look at capital as a huge hindrance. And if that was the case, then there will be a lot of small shops that wouldn't have made it, right? I think that anyone, anywhere can innovate if you are resourceful enough, if you're willing to work hard enough to create those opportunities. Yes, money can speed up a lot of things, but it can't create those things, right? You have to really work for it, yeah.
So it's by now. I want to work by now.
But kind is nice. Kind is something you hear a lot, especially in entrepreneurship and capitalism.
Yeah, because like I don't want to be remembered as, I mean, talk about Steve Jobs and all those legends, right? Like definitely people look up to them, but I don't want to be remembered as an entrepreneur who was like mean to the colleagues, mean to the community, profit driven. I know that those are all good
All
things
right,
to make
thanks
a
for
company
hanging
big,
out
but
with us
maybe we can also
and
make it by
getting
being
to
kind.
the end
you know?
of the episode.
Yeah.
If you like
you know
this,
what I was
follow us or
I
hit the
actually
subscribe
lucky enough to visit.
It will help us
like
bring
San
on
Francisco,
more
Silicon Valley
amazing
ones,
guests
and they brought us to
and
those
makes the
different
whole
companies.
show
This
better
was
for
very
you.
memorable. So
So
someone,
thanks again and
I
see
can't
you in
remember
the
the
next
founder
one.
of what startup, but someone asked the question, what's your advice, right, to entrepreneurs? And then he just replied, just remember you're not Steve Jobs. And the point he was trying to make is, so when people try to mimic this personality, when you're not this, but you don't have to be like this. I think that's the point.
I think people look up to the what's that called? I mean, backward, like the a-holeness in him and the determination, the get out if you don't believe in that. You know, like that kind of aggressiveness. That works for him, but so does, you can be you, he can be him. Everyone can be their own style, right? You don't necessarily need to gravitate towards wearing a turtleneck and the blue jeans and walking around, So yeah, just be your own person. There's only one Esther, there's only one Ethan, there's only one Derek here in the world. So just be yourself.
Yeah, like the best version of you. Okay. Exactly. Yeah, I love that. And so last question, I guess suppose more to your community of people who use your product, right? And I guess a lot of people would have acne, and that's the thing that they're trying to solve. I think for Dododots, a big part of you sort of embracing some of these imperfections, I suppose. For anyone that's struggling with this, or let's say they're insecure about stuff like that, right? And which you also went through personally. Do you have a message you want them to hear from your journey?
I think it will not be about the products that we release. It will be about the way that we made you feel. Everything that we stand for, regardless of what we're going to release now or next year or in this lifetime, would be to help you feel less insecure, make you feel more confident in public. I think that's what the message has been since day one. That is what the message will continue to be.
Still a brand stands for Hishin.
That's what the brand.
Yeah, I think too many beauty brands out there, they promise you flawless skin to be perfect, to look good all the time. But for us, it's okay to have that pimple. It's okay to have scars and flaws. Like, that's why we created patches that stand out, not to conceal. But because you guys, circular patches, a lot of people are trying to make it as invisible as possible. Foundation, cover, concealer, makeup, more makeup. But for us, it's like, no, just stick on that little puffy, that little butterfly, makes you smile and you're happy and you can still go out. So we always advocate for
You to be.
imperfection is fine. Yeah.
Yeah, and if our job here is just to make you feel comfortable in the bad skin days, like as an individual, we go through so much each day. If we can make your day like at least 1% better, that's great enough already.
That's important.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the message for the community. Yeah.
Love it. So thank you, Esther and Ethan, for coming in and sharing all your candid stories. I love the conversation. And we went very deep into hiring and culture, and that I think I actually really love the culture that you built, and as I said earlier just now, I really, really hope that you can scale it very well and succeed at the same time. Like business win and the people are engaged and happy.
Yeah.
That would be the amazing outcome, right?
We'll try our best. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you again.
Yeah. We recently
This has to be a different podcast where I interview you.